I'm listening to Sean Carroll. Where is Sean Carroll? Let me see. Let's look at the history. Oh, this is good.
Welcome back to Giant Freakin' Robot. Star Wars gets all the credit for launching modern science fiction movies, but it wasn't released until 1977. By then, serious sci-fi was already exploding and had been flooding theaters since the beginning of the decade. Unfortunately, the mega success of Star Wars overshadowed everything and erased many of the wins the genre had already earned. Now, much of the good science fiction of the 1970s is on the verge of being forgotten. But thanks to the increased access of streaming, the best of these movies is still available and worth watching. And in a few seconds, we're going to tell you which ones still have value and why you should make it a point to stream them. Stick around to the end of this video, and we'll give you a ranked version of this list to help you prioritize where to start. First, these are the most often overlooked 1970s sci-fi movies that are still worth watching, in order by which was released first. 6 years before Star Wars was released in 1977, George Lucas made his directorial debut with THX-1138. In the film, THX-1138 is the name of the main character, a factory worker who creates the androids who police the city. In this dystopian future, sexual intercourse and reproduction are forbidden, and citizens live under strict drug control to suppress emotions.
I'm taking every scene, but it doesn't seem strong enough.
After THX-1138's female roommate, LUH-3417, secretly replaces his medication, THX develops feelings for her, leading to a romantic relationship and their subsequent arrest. In prison, THX escapes with fellow inmates SEN and SRT, ultimately discovering the city is underground and making his way to the surface. Made on a budget of $777,000, THX-1138 was a low-budget film, even for the early 70s, when most features cost an average of $6 million. Upon its initial release, the film received mixed reviews from critics and underperformed at the box office. However, despite the movie's rough start, following the success of Lucas's Star Wars, THX-1138 gained critical acclaim and developed a cult following. Based on the acclaimed Kurt Vonnegut Jr. novel of the same name, Slaughterhouse 5 details the life of Billy Pilgrim, a soldier caught by the German army while fighting in Belgium during World War II. His time in a POW camp and forced labor in a slaughterhouse earned him respect from some of his peers, but generates a potentially lethal enemy from one fellow prisoner. Following the war, Billy marries and has a family, but is haunted by visions that are eerily familiar and prophetic. Alien abductions and time travel weave into the script, which brilliantly breathes screen life into Vonnegut's iconic story. Considered a must-see by fans of the genre, the 1972 Slaughterhouse 5 movie is also a favorite of film critics. While the film version of the Vonnegut novel did not enjoy the commercial success of the book, Slaughterhouse 5 had a great showing at the Cannes Film Festival, and it earned a Golden Globe nomination for the film's top-billed actor, Michael Sachs. 1972 Silent Running has been all but forgotten by the pop culture zeitgeist, despite being a verifiable work of art. Certain VFX sequences in the film were actually repurposed from unused footage meant to be in 2001: A Space Odyssey, including stunning shots of Saturn hanging in the distant reaches of space. The film also contains drone models that would go on to inspire George Lucas' design of R2-D2 in Star Wars. Silent Running centers on a future dystopia wherein all plant life has gone extinct on Earth. As a result, cargo spaceships have been enlisted to grow plants in space under massive greenhouse conditions. One such greenhouse, the Valley Forge, remains docked outside of Saturn's orbit, where Bruce Dern's Freeman Lowell works as a deep space ecologist. When Lowell is called on to jettison all the plant life from the ship, he revolts, killing the crewmen who attempt to get in his path. As Silent Running continues on, the film becomes a deep meditation on what it means to be human in the face of hopelessness and highlights the need for human beings to coexist with nature as a significant function of their mental health and well-being. The movie bombed at the box office, but received positive reviews from critics, with some even hailing Silent Running as a better film than the highly cerebral 2001: A Space Odyssey. Long before it was on HBO, Westworld was a 1973 sci-fi western with Yul Brynner in the lead role as the gunslinger.
Your move.
The film was an experiment of sorts, with novelist Michael Crichton directing the film, writing the screenplay, and authoring a novelization, which was released in conjunction with the movie. Like the modern revamp on HBO, Westworld is the story of a theme park which recreates historical settings using human-like robots. When the technology malfunctions, the robots go on a killing spree, and the park's guests end up trying to escape. Brynner is the real highlight of the movie, as a seemingly unstoppable killing machine, not unlike the Terminator. Zardos is a 1974 science fiction film directed by John Borman and set in a post-apocalyptic future. In this world, the brutish exterminators oppress the masses and worship a giant flying stone head called Zardos that spews guns and dictates that they kill to reduce the population. Sean Connery stars as Zed, an exterminator who discovers the truth behind Zardos and the fabricated society ruled by the Eternals, a group of immortals who live in a secluded utopia. The Eternals, weary of their immortal existence, manipulate the exterminators for population control. Zed's arrival disrupts their static society, leading to revelations, chaos, and ultimately transformation for both the mortals and immortals. Sean Connery, fresh from his tenure as James Bond, delivers a striking performance as Zed and appears in a notably unconventional costume. Charlotte Rampling co-stars as Consuela, an Eternal who plays a significant role in Zed's awakening. Despite its originality, Zardos received mixed reviews upon its release, criticized by some for its convoluted plot and eccentric execution, but praised by others for its boldness and philosophical undertones. Over time, the film has gained a cult following, appreciated for its unique take on dystopian cinema and its audacious artistic vision. Based on the short story Rollerball Murder, which was published in a 1973 issue of Esquire, Rollerball follows veteran Houston Rollerball player Jonathan, played by James Caan. His team sponsor is one of a handful of powerful corporations that control society. In this dystopian setting, books have been digitized and their contents are altered at the will of the obscenely wealthy oligarchy in command. One of the oligarchs, Energy Corporation executive Mr. Bartholomew, approaches Jonathan and offers him a very generous retirement package if Jonathan will announce his retirement during an upcoming Rollerball bout. Jonathan refuses, creating a battle of wills between an aging Rollerball player and one of the most powerful men in the world. To try and force Jonathan into retirement, Mr. Bartholomew foams rapid rule changes to the sport, making it more violent. Eventually, these changes will have deadly consequences for several of the players. Produced on a budget of $6 million, Rollerball was a big moneymaker for United Artists. By the end of its theatrical run, Rollerball brought in an astounding $30 million in box office receipts, the equivalent of $177 million in 2024. Within a decade, the film garnered a new generation of fans when it was released as a huge hit on multiple home video formats. Released in 1976, Logan's Run was directed by Michael Anderson with a cast led by Michael York. Crafted from the 1967 novel of the same name, the movie unfolds in a seemingly utopian future society that unveils itself as a dystopia. In the world of Logan's Run, balance is maintained by a grim practice. Everyone reaching the age of 30 is systematically terminated to manage population and resource consumption. The narrative revolves around Logan 5, a Sandman tasked with ending those who attempt to escape death, but now faces the prospect of his own termination.
I have 4 more years.
The consensus among critics at the time was that they enjoyed the feature for its outlandish storyline and silly execution, but that it shouldn't be taken too seriously. Logan's Run received acclaim for its visual effects, earning a Special Academy Award and 6 Saturn Awards, including Best Science Fiction Film. Logan's Run cost producers about $8 million to make, and it brought in a whopping $25 million at the box office, more than tripling its budget. The Man Who Fell to Earth is originally a book written by Walter Tevis in 1963, and more recently there was a modern series on Showtime. But the most well-known version of the story is the 1976 film of the same name which starred David Bowie in the lead role. That film was directed by Nicholas Roeg and also starred Rip Torn and Candy Clark. The Man Who Fell to Earth centers on an extraterrestrial named Thomas Jerome Newton, who comes to Earth from a distant drought-stricken planet. Disguised as a human, Newton uses advanced alien technology to amass a vast fortune through patenting his inventions. He spends his wealth on building a spacecraft to transport water back to his home planet to save his family. As he navigates the complexities of human society and corporate greed, Newton becomes sidetracked by loneliness, earthly pleasures, and despair. His mission faces serious jeopardy as he becomes increasingly disconnected from his original purpose and succumbs to the harsh realities of human life. This quiet, contemplative take on the source material works perfectly, thanks in no small part to Bowie's otherworldly performance. It is a rare thing for a remake to be able to surpass the original version of a movie that was already popular. So it says something pretty incredible that Donald Sutherland's 1978 version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers has become the definitive take on the classic story. In addition to Sutherland, the movie co-stars Star Trek's Leonard Nimoy and Jeff Goldblum. The story focuses on an invasion of aliens from another planet that wind up scattered around the Earth in a form resembling plant-like pods. In actuality, these pods contain aliens which target humans when they are sleeping, to kill and replace them with a clone that appears identical in every way, except the copies lack humanity. Invasion of the Body Snatchers focuses on Donald Sutherland's character Matthew, who is one of the first to realize what is happening and the danger that the entire world is in. Anyone who has seen the movie will remember the iconic scene of the main characters encountering a body snatching gone wrong, resulting in a dog with a human face. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a bleak film, with Donald Sutherland's character eventually realizing how little opportunity there is for humanity to survive this invasion. One worthwhile entry from the post-Star Wars years of the 70s was the 1978 B-grade film Laser Blast, which, if it's remembered at all, it's probably only for a scene where one of its characters destroys a Star Wars billboard. The movie features sci-fi icon Roddy McDowall as its most notable cast member. You might also recognize Eddie Deason, who played the quintessential nerd character in 80s and 90s movies like Grease, War Games, Teenage Exorcist, and the Leslie Nielsen film Spy Hard. Laser Blast opens in a desert in the southwestern United States, where a green-skinned man is being pursued by dinosaur-like aliens that emerge from a spaceship. The man has his arm strapped into a laser cannon, which he fires at the aliens without success. The two aliens disintegrate the man with their lasers and leave behind his cannon and the large pendant that he wore around his neck. A teenage boy named Billy, played by Kim Milford, soon finds and figures out how to work the cannon. The cannon cannot be controlled unless the user is wearing the pendant. Also, the pendant slowly transforms its wearer into a green-skinned monster while amplifying its host's base emotions until it leads him on a path of destruction and revenge. The storyline was there, the special effects and makeup are surprisingly good, but mediocre to subpar acting and camera work that almost seems amateurish at times really hold the film back.
Whatever that means, I don't like it.
If you're of a certain age, then you probably grew up with Buck Rogers as a regular staple of your television viewing. But what you might not remember is that the feature-length pilot actually got a theatrical release several months before the show premiered on TV.
A lone astronaut, Captain William Buck Rogers.
The character of Buck Rogers was created all the way back in 1928 for a comic book. He's now best known for the 70s sci-fi series of the same name. Gil Gerard starred in the title role as a strapping 20th century astronaut frozen in suspended animation for 500 years. Once awakened, he finds himself in a strange future filled with crazy aliens, irritating droids,
I think I want it right now.
and Erin Grey in a series of puberty-inducing outfits.
Oh, Buck Rogers, does that mean that we will be together for always?
If you're wondering which of these movies is the best, here's how we'd rank the top 5. So if you're looking for a place to start watching, begin with one of these films. And if you're not sure where to stream any of these movies, visit the description.
The 1970s was a time when fashion was quite questionable. Hairstyles didn't follow the rules of gravity, but the sci-fi genre dared to reach places where no one had thought to look before. Everyone remembers the 70s for Star Wars skyrocketing media ratings, but there are several other sci-fi shows that deserve a salute. So let's take a look at some of these underappreciated and forgotten children of the sci-fi family through a time where the aliens spoke English and the plot was so bizarre that it seemed to have been born in a nightclub. Let's rewind to a time when sci-fi was as wild and unpredictable as it could get. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small clip for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Space, 1999, 1975. Space, 1999 was set in the futuristic year of 1999. The residents of Moonbase Alpha faced the minor problem of the moon being blown off the Earth's orbit due to nuclear storage waste gone awry. Played by Commander John, played by Martin Landau, and Dr. Helena Russell, played by Barbara Bain, this lunar crew of unintentional space nomads encounters new planets, aliens, and cosmic phenomenon weekly, proving space is indeed the place for high stakes and high strangeness. The show is an assortment of existential crises, with themes ranging from the frailty of the human race and isolation to a man's purpose in the universe. Every episode seems to ask, what does it mean to be a human when you're not even on Earth? It's deep, perhaps as deep as the crater that presumably got them into this mess. Some admired the ambitious narrative and special effects, while others found the plot confusing. A lot of scientific inaccuracies that were kind of hard to forget when you notice them. Despite the contrasting views, Space 1999 gained a dedicated fan base. If you're the type who enjoys vintage sci-fi, retro future sets, or if you're into stories that scream about human resilience and cosmic mystery, then this is a binge for you. The show is a testament to a time when sci-fi could be both grandiose and grounded, a rare balance of ambitious effects and intimate storytelling. Plus, any series that regularly has its crew ponder the mysteries of the cosmos while dressed as if they're about to hit a glam rock concert has our vote. For us, this was a delightful anomaly. It's like watching your uncle trying to explain quantum physics at Thanksgiving. Bewildering, nonsensical, but very entertaining. Blake 7, 1978. In Blake's
Today, I would like to discuss renormalization. Renormalization is a set of techniques used all over in physics, from particle physics to material science to fluid mechanics, which allows us to understand how the behavior of matter changes between different length scales. In particular, it can help us answer two very deep questions. The first is, despite the substantial complexity and diversity of molecules and interactions that hold matter together, we can usually describe the macroscopic properties of materials with only a few numbers. In order to describe the properties of even a simple molecule like water requires a significant amount of information, and the interactions between molecules add an additional layer of complexity and variability. Meanwhile, you have a fairly good description of material if you know its density, a handful of thermodynamic properties such as conductivity, and a few mechanical properties such as viscosity for liquids or yield strength for solids. Why is that? The second question I want to try to answer is why the properties of material can change very suddenly when its environment changes. Ice melts, water boils, metals become superconductors, all at precise and specific temperatures, pressures, or magnetic fields. Why are these boundaries sharp rather than
What's this?
and a chance if the moon landing will. I guess I heard it on the RGBRL live, and Zach Gordon has mentioned that he thinks so that it won't do a U-turn because they don't need it.
Because it's already proved that it can do orbital maneuvering, but using the RCS is to
Yeah, it wasn't a
change the
problem.
orientation of the
Right.
ship itself. Okay. I don't think it's going to be a very visible event, so nobody.
Maybe
can,
won't see it.
I mean, well, okay, it's going to be nighttime, so probably we will see something, but it's going to be a very short burn. I mean, yeah, these are powerful engines.
In fact, I'll go as far as I can tell, transformers are almost a counterexample to the successes of neuro AI in that they bear, as far as I can tell, very little resemblance to anything that I expect to find in the brain. Like, I'm particularly interested in three sort of large questions about, where you can hope to gain insights from biology, from neuroscience, and port them over to artificial systems. And alignment is sort of, in some sense, the most fundamental. This is crazy, a crazy amount of flexibility.
Yeah.
And so how does that happen? I mean, we don't know the details, but the answer is, I think, that there is a developmental process. You might even call it a developmental curriculum.
This is Brain Inspired, powered by The Transmitter. Hello, I'm Paul. I do neuroscience things at Carnegie Mellon University. Tony Zador runs the Zador Lab at Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. You've heard him on Brain Inspired a few times in the past, most recently in a panel discussion that I moderated at this past Cosine conference, a conference that Tony co-founded 20 years ago. As you'll hear, Tony's current and past interests and research endeavors are of a wide variety, but today we focus mostly on his thoughts on neuro AI, roughly the interplay between neuroscience and artificial intelligence. So we are in a huge AI hype cycle right now, and for good reason. And there's a lot of talk in the neuroscience world about whether neuroscience has anything of value to provide to AI, and how much value, if any, neuroscience has provided in the past. Tony is team neuroscience in this regard. You'll hear him discuss why in this episode, especially when it comes to using biological processes like development and evolution to improve data efficiency in AI models. Also looking to animals in general to understand how they coordinate their numerous objective functions to achieve their intelligent behaviors, something Tony calls alignment, and using spikes in AI models to increase energy efficiency. If you like written essays, by chance, Tony has written 2 essays on the past and the future of neuro AI, respectively, and those are available on the Transmitter website, and I think they nicely complement our discussion on this episode. I'll link to those essays in the show notes, where I also link to a couple of the papers that we discuss and Tony's previous Brain Inspired episodes. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. We need to have a discussion in the near future, maybe some sort of live discussion. I'll be on Discord soon to probe your interest in what topics we might talk about when we meet next. If you want to support Brain Inspired through Patreon, just go to braininspired.co and you will find a link to the. Thank you for hooking me up essentially with the good folks at the Transmitter.
I'm so glad that worked out.
Yeah, I mean, just such a not random occurrence, but you and I were passing at Cosine in the hall and just chatted for a minute, and the next thing you know, I'm speaking with Emily at the Transmitter. It just all really worked out, so I'm really grateful. So thank you.
I'm glad that worked out. I thought it would be a good match.
So you have NICES coming up. I'm not going to be able to be there, but I will see you maybe a month later in Bethesda at the Brain Neuro AI workshop.
Oh, nice.
Which you're all over the place. You're organizing.
All right. Okay. Let's hear this.
How do you think Howard's going to work? What's he going to do? Is he going to
I mean, like, there's like a good 50% chunk of me that believes that there's no way.
There's no way he's going to do it.
There's no way.
They want at least some of it to go through before the end of January.
Look at how he's talking about a hypothetical future event in the past tense. Taiwan, which will happen at some point, would have never happened. Elon 1 trillion % has a top secret clearance. He absolutely does. The scariest thing is that Trump knows that because Trump doesn't know how politics works or any of the government works or anything. His first term was a disaster. He doesn't know that, like, oh, I can't just be like a literal dictator. But this time around, I think he's definitely going for more kind of like sycophantic people that will listen to literally whatever order he gives. Not run it anymore. Bill Bars. So the idea that like 15 million votes are gone, even though that was probably like one of the largest talking points a day ago, it's just that's totally fabricated. That's totally made up. Has nothing.
I know it's been kind of obvious. Economy was the top issue for UK voters when they booed out the Conservatives as well.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder.
So sometimes it's difficult to understand destiny at 2x.
There was this, have you heard the stupid saying from, I think
Yeah, it's the economy stupid.
Yeah.
Well, how stupid do you feel? I feel like I should have known that because I've known half of these elections and I covered them on stream, but I just never thought like, oh, incumbents are.
There was nothing wrong with the economy. Biden's economy was perfect. That's not, I don't think that has anything to do with why Trump won.
Getting ruined everywhere because inflation went mental.
I think the issue is that it's not
inflation. I don't know if it went mental. I mean, inflation was caused mainly by Trump, a little bit by Biden. I mean, Trump shut down the economy. Trump was mostly guilty for the inflation, but Biden didn't say that. Nobody said it. I mean, very few people said it.
something I've been talking a lot on stream about is like these first order, second order beliefs and kind of these and then also kind of like this concept of emotivism. When people say things, they're expressing like a subjective feeling.
I mean, I support Trump, but I don't support what he did during COVID. I mean, Trump was mental during COVID when we didn't know how dangerous COVID is, Schmovid, I should say. Trump underplayed it. And then when I began realizing that Schmovid is a nothing burger, Trump decided to overplay it and shut down the economy. And then when the Democrats shut down the country, Trump was trying to revive the economy, but that was already too late. They destroyed the economy. So I mean, they shut down the economy, but Trump was, I would say, probably at least as guilty as anyone. Trump actually told DeSantis. Trump was upset at governors that refused to shut down the economy. So Trump Trump was terrible for the economy because Trump decided to blame China. China. He went mental over China instead of, all right, who cares? It's a nothing burger. Schmovid is nothing. Move along. Like, where is Schmovid now? Can somebody please tell me where Schmovid went to? Like, we're supposed to all be dead by now because of an schmepidemic. Schmepidemic. Everybody's dying. Everybody's dead. Schmepidemic. No, there's nothing. There was always nothing. There was nothing. Nothing. Absolute nothing. If there was something, then where is it now? So obviously there was nothing. It never happened. It was just what do you call it? The mass hysteria. It actually has a technical name. Anyway, so Trump decided to take a piggyback ride or jump on a bandwagon when everybody. Basically, he decided to jump on the bandwagon and decided to, let's blame China. Let's destroy the economy and blame China. So he destroyed the economy, destroyed his presidency, his legacy, and hopefully this time he's not going to make the same mistake. If there is a Schmovid, he's not going to surrender. He's going to say it's a nothing burger. Unfortunately, he already conceded once. He already said that Schmovid was a big deal and we should take the schmaxine. So I think if we get another wave of Schmovid, what is he going to say? That he lied the first time? He knows that he lied the first time. I have enough evidence that he knew that there's nothing, that it's all fake. So I don't know.
And not necessarily something tied to reality.
But for some bizarre reason, Biden and Harris didn't defend themselves properly. They didn't say it, and whatever.
And so I think that it's the economy stupid in a way, like encapsulates what's happening, but I think in another way it misses it completely. And it's kind of like a complicated confluence of two things. One is the economy, but technically, if we're from a metaphysics perspective, we look how people view the world, we really don't, everything we know the external world is whatever's constructed in our minds, from our senses, and then from how we make sense of things. So it's not really the economy, it's our perception of the economy, right? Just like it's our perception of everything. And I think when you understand it through that lens, now all of a sudden the economy matters, but it's your perception of the economy that ultimately determines like how you feel about the economy. And there are some things that are impossible to not perceive. So for
that's nonsense. That's always true. So that's irrelevant. It's always true that everything is perceived. So it's never the thing. It's always the perception of the thing. So that's always true. So that can't be a parameter in this equation. It can't be.
For instance, gas might go up to $30 a gallon. You're going to perceive that.
It was not the economy. It was Trump. At the end of the day, Trump has good ideas, and he was able to convince people of his good ideas. I'm not saying he's perfect. He has perfect ideas. He has pretty good ideas. Free the economy, free the energy market. The normal right-wing talking points. So people are convinced by that, and you don't have to think that people are idiots and it's something else. Trump convinced people that he's going to do a better job than Harris. It's pretty straightforward. Harris is, she said, the little that she said pointed at that she's going to be a complete disaster. Whereas Trump, the little that he said is less of a disaster, maybe even some good things. Now that Elon Musk is with him and he has a good team, I hear him talking that he's going to actually reduce the budget, maybe even balance the budget, maybe even reduce the government debt. I mean, it's going to shrink the government. I mean, these are at this point. I mean, if you would have said this during the campaign, maybe he did. I wasn't listening. I mean, that is heaven. Right now, he's infinitely better than Harris.
But I think there are other things that your perception can be influenced on if you are consuming certain types of media. So I've done this so many times. I don't know if I've done this too. But like, there's a guy that called in on Twitter Spaces where he was saying that the economy was harder now because of inflation, and the example that he gave was that he has to stay home now because him and his wife had a baby.
So, how is you, Monsieur Shave? What is you watching? Right now I'm watching. Wait, when did you write this? Difficult to tell. Where's the clock? Oh my God, it's impossible. 10, 10:46. Oh, you wrote this 10 minutes ago, and this you wrote 2 minutes ago. Do you think that Shmovit exists at all? I mean, the virus, yes, probably the Schmirus, the Corona Schmirus exists. The fact that we cannot talk about it, that every time I mention these words, they take down my they still, I mean, they keep taking down the videos. It's impossible to talk about it. The fact that it's impossible to talk about, that's like one indication that it doesn't exist, that it's utter nonsense. Um, as far as I know, the Shmorona virus, there's nothing new about it. There's nothing novel, as they say. There's nothing new about it. It's a normal respiratory virus that cannot doesn't have the mechanics to kill. The Shmovid does not have the mechanics to kill, right? You've seen many videos of how different viruses kill you, viruses or bacteria or cancer. We know how these things kill, and there's plenty of videos, that animations that show you how they kill. I guarantee that you've never seen a video of how Shmovit kills. How do I know this? Because Shmovit doesn't kill. It's that simple. It doesn't have the mechanics. The Shmorona viruses is a family of viruses that attack the lungs in such a way that they just don't kill. We have, see, the way Darwin evolution works is that there's no surprises. Evolution is it's a win-win. The viruses evolved alongside with humanity. The viruses don't want to kill you, because if a virus kills you, then right, it's like when you take a bus, you don't want the bus to blow up. You never want the bus that you take to blow up and kill you, obviously, right? Well, when a virus infects you, you are the bus. You're just a host, right? When you go and you're hosted by someone, let's say you're hosted by a country or by a family that hosts you for dinner, do you want to kill them? Do you want to blow them up along with you? Do you want to die with them? No, nobody wants that. So viruses don't want to kill anyone. Viruses never intend to kill, because if a virus kills, Schmirus, if they kill, then guess what? Then the host doesn't get to run around and infect anyone. So the infection stops. So it's not in the interest of the genome of the Schmirus to kill the host. So Shmorona, well, but you could argue with HIV. HIV does kill. Well, that's a good question. Why does HIV kill? Well, it doesn't kill right away, right? It doesn't want to kill right away. If it would kill, but anyway, but Shmorona is supposed to kill right away. As soon as you get it becomes, anyway, whatever. There's no indication that it was ever a shmandemic. Right? If we look at the population, Earth population, let's look at Earth population. Right? We should be able to see Shmorona, the Shmovid. Where's Shmovid? Well, 210. Show me a graph of Earth's population. I can't use, unfortunately, I cannot use Chrome because Chrome doxes me. It's such a terrible thing, Chrome. Like whenever you open Chrome, I can't open it. There's just no way to open it and show it to you. News? No. Videos? Goggles? What is goggles? Maybe this? World demographics? I mean, 2000, let's say, right? It's supposed to be called Shmovid-19. Where's Shmovid-19? There's no, well, obviously here there's no indication of Shmovid. 1 second, let me try. So whenever you show me, just show me show me the data. Show me a graph where you see something. Show me any evidence that anything ever happened. Population, United States. Where's Schmovid? Right? So it's supposed to be around 2019. Where's Schmovid? There's no. Where's the Schmendemic? Where you're supposed to be right when there was in the Middle Ages there was the Black Plague. The population dropped by 1/3 or 2/3 or something crazy. Where is that? There's nothing. Nothing. Zero. Nothing whatsoever. There's no indication of anything. Show me. I'm open-minded. Where is it? 2020. Where? There's nothing. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. No indication anything ever happened. No, not here. There's no indication. When you look at graphs, you cannot find Schmovid. Try as you might. I've never been able to see Schmovid. You can't see Schmovid. You can't see anything. You can't see that the Schmaxine did anything because there was no Schmovid. So how can you then? Why would the vaccine do anything? Anyway, yeah, there was nothing. It never happened. That's the way it is. You can use private mode. No, I can't. It always shows it doxes you. It doxes you. It gives away information that I want to get. I don't want to give away. Well, official story is that Schmovent finishes you if you were already sick from some other disease. That's not true. I mean, I personally know people who were literally dying. They got Schmovid, zero symptoms, and went along their day. So it doesn't even kill people who are supposed to be dying. It doesn't exist. It's nothing. It never was, never will be. It's a nice story, bro. Nice story. It was supposed to be a nice story. That's it. It was a very nice story. Trump, the politicians, they liked it. The politicians, they like hysteria. Everyone likes hysteria. The news likes hysteria. The scientists likes hysteria. Everyone likes hysteria. They're always the media loves hysteria. Everyone loves hysteria. Even most people love hysteria. People are bored of their mundane lives. So people enjoyed Schmovid. Schmovid was a lot of fun for a lot of people. So stop yelling. I'm yelling. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Stop yelling, dude. I'm sorry. Did you take the schmab? I cannot disclose that information. Nevertheless, there's no indication that the schmab did anything for anyone because there was no schmovid, so it's impossible for the schmab to do anything. It was a nothing burger. It never happened. There's no indication. There's no scientific evidence anything ever happened. I looked into it again and again and again. It never happened. The schmab didn't happen. The schmovid didn't happen. Scientifically, nothing ever happened. Nothing. I'm sorry for yelling. I'm so sorry. So sorry for the yelling. I'm a yelling individual. I'm so sorry for the yelling. I lost my schmab for not taking it. LOL. Yeah, that's one indication that it didn't happen. The fact that nothing made sense. Why would they take away your schmab? The fact that we can't talk about it, that tells you that's hints. There's so many hints that it never happened because you can't talk about it. They take away your schmab, there's no data that suggests that it ever happened. There's nothing but stories and stories. I kept hearing stories. And where is it now? Why did it disappear? What is this nonsense? How did it disappear? What is this? Where is it now? Where is it? It's supposed to be with us forever. They kept saying, oh, humanity has to get used to living side by side with Schmovid. So where is it now? Where is it? This is, no one talks about it. It's such nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Nevertheless. Anyway. Who do you think is behind the Schminspiracy? There's no one behind Schmins. Usually, there's no one behind a Schminspiracy. There's no one behind the Schminspiracy. I told you already that everyone is behind Schmovid because Trump jumped on the bandwagon. So Trump loved it. The media loved it. The Democrats loved it. The scientists loved it. Everyone loved it. Everyone. The people loved it because people love hysteria. People love hysteria because people are bored of day to day. No one likes. People like staying at home and not going to school and the rest of it. Schmar. Schmar. Yeah, the Schmarmaceuticals, they love it. Everyone loves it. Look, everyone. Of course, Jeff Bezos loved it, and I think Zuckerbergman loved it. Everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. The rich, in this case, honestly, the rich got richer, and this is one case where the rich got richer, I think, and the poor got poor. In general, it does not happen, but in this case, I think it did happen. Anyway, you can continue asking me the questions. You have very good questions. Let's see. Oh, Spock's Brain. Wow.
I'm Captain James Kirk.
Spock's Brain is one of my favorite episodes. Only 146 people a day ago?
This is the Starship Enterprise.
All the women in Star Trek were so hot. Jesus Christ, she's so hot. I got poor. Yeah, a lot of people got poor because they shut down the economy and for all intents and purposes, and basically inflate. I think most of the inflation there was never inflation. There was there was issues with the production, with the whatever. They stopped the economy. When you stop the economy, there's less products. When there's less products, then there's the same amount of money chasing a lower amount of goods. So the prices of goods rise, not the prices of everything. If it was really inflation, then the prices of everything should have gone up. But it's not true that the prices of everything went up. It was the prices of certain things went up. So it was not inflation. There was never an inflation. The money supply was never inflated, in my opinion. Maybe a little bit. The issue was the supply chains. So we all got poorer because the supply chains were disrupted.
And these are our most disposable.
Oh, she doesn't have a good bum. You see, this is what I call X legs. That if she puts her feet together, she would not have a thigh gap. So she doesn't have a good bum. She doesn't have a good tushy. Tushy is no good. So I might have to forgo banging her.
Crew members.
Functioning.
That's what kind of alcoholic Starfleet Medical thinks you are, Doctor.
Planet 6 is glaciated, you say?
For several thousand years, at least. Only the tropical zone is ice-free.
And gluten.
You love X legs? No, I don't believe it. You don't like thigh gap? Like for me, thigh gap is I cannot have a chick without a thigh gap. It's like unacceptable behavior. Must be a thigh gap. Thigh gap must be present at all times.
Free.
What do you read, Mrs. Fox?
Mainly tech war.
Figuration unidentified.
A hunch, Captain.
No, just leaning a bit.
That girl. Aye. What girl? From that ship.
What ship?
She took it. I don't know why or where, but she must have taken it.
Along with 20.
He's an awesome actor. He's always hysterical. They create no X legs is exactly how you destroy a thigh gap. A thigh gap is the opposite of X legs. Yeah, sorry to inform you.
$20 from my wallet. Yes, this is.
So, one of the least attractive women in Star Trek was her. I forgot her name. She's the Nurse Chapel, and she was actually an alcoholic. And she was like having breakdowns all the time, and the only reason she was kept in the cast is because she was having an affair with Gene Roddenberry. And in those days, it was okay to have an affair with the creator. X-Legs create the triangle. You know where? I don't know. I don't like. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like X-Legs.
Yes, this is the one we seek. He shall sing to us of.
You see, when she's standing, you see her thighs are flush against each other. That's no good. No good.
Bilbo Baggins.
It doesn't make sense, but it's there.
What most people say about my OnlyFans page.
Yes, what is it? You better come down to sick bay right now. All right, I'm.
So Scotty was actually a warrior from World War II. He was a soldier, and he lost a finger. So he's always trying to hide it, that you don't see that he's missing a finger.
My way.
And he's Canadian. He's not Scottish or Irish, whatever.
His space chlamydia results came back ultra.
Everywhere. Triangles. All right. Wait. Hey, Nicholas, Nickleby.
Ultra positive.
Captain, I've lost the trail. All scanners, extreme sweep.
Aye, sir.
Extreme sweep implies the existence of an extreme sooty.
Maybe we can put this so it's always visible. I wish I could see you guys all the time somewhere. Are your standards so high regarding girls? I mean, fat ones, skinny ones, curving ones within the continuous ether flux. So I don't care how skinny or fat or curvy a chick is. I mean, really, it depends. I mean, she could be fat and beautiful and skinny and not beautiful. So let me just look at a message. I have a message. 1 second. 1 second. The 1 second. The balloons. 1 second. All right. All right. Okay. So it really, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do. Maybe we could review a little bit. Let's see. Runway. Let's see runway. She looks. Oh no. No, she's no good. She's terrible. Terrible body. Let me see. Well, so usually when I see a chick in a skirt, I wouldn't waste. I probably would not waste my time trying uh to approach her because I don't know what she looks like under. I don't want to waste my time with a chick that I might discover later on that she actually has a terrible waist. So no good. Chinese chicks are amazing. Wearing pants is good. Tight pants is even better. I'm looking for. Let me see. Uh, mm, wait, where is? Wait, where's the StreamYard? The StreamYard disappeared? Did I lose the StreamYard? Did I close it? Is it closed? StreamYard. Enter Studio. Wonderful. Oh, so there's two of me. I don't know what happened. How did it close? One, two, three. Why can't I hear me? One, two, three. Oh my god. Oh my god. Everything everything was perfect. One, two, three. Mm-hmm. What should I do? Let's try to do one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three. No. Okay, let me try to do what? Maybe refresh? Mm. Mm-hmm. Who is that? One, two, three. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let's try. I'm gonna end this stream and try it again.